I am always so happy whenever I see like a really weird panel in some way, whether it's like the panel outlining or like the panel layout or just like the structure of the panel itself. Like just on the top of my head, one of the ones I really like that it's unfortunate that it got axed was Zipman and like some of the ways that the author like the manga would draw the actually I think it was drawn and written by two different people, but either way, like some of the paneling was done like instead of it just being like a plain black line kind of separating panels, he'd use like the zipper. I thought that was really cool. There's a part in Toriko where it's I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but just like a monster they're fighting, and it looks like the panel is being eaten. It looks really cool. But in this one, I really like this panel with Puppet Master just having that like Shikigami like little the paper doll shape in the panel itself. I thought that this was really cool. I was gonna say that, but it's like this is the panel music, so obviously I'm gonna just refer to this. I thought that was really good. Just outright, I like this bad guy so far. I think she's really interesting. But like the chapter art starts out like you have Iori and Riku return their original size. Kenma is still doing his thing, just trying to like hold station right here. And there was like a bit with Iori and Riku. I like that Riku could heal also with her barriers. Like it's both offensive and defensive. I think that's actually really cool because it gives her like a level of just general support that is useful in all aspects. Like she's got a very very well rounded ability. Like she doesn't have to have some crazy phantom. Like this is something that at any point she's in the room, like she has a means to provide aid to the team. And I've mentioned before, the thing I really like about her so far is that even if she's not a fighter, at least not yet, she wants to provide any form of addition to the team that she can. Like, just based off her personality of wanting to help and wanting to just do whatever she can in order to, help others. That has put her in, like, a really good. I don't like not a universal power, like universal use, not like in power level stuff, but just like universal in use. It's definitely like on the road to because it's barriers defense. We've seen that it has an offensive capability. We've seen now that it has a defensive capability. It has kind of like a degree of purging to it as well, with like helping getting phantoms out of people's bodies and stuff. There's definite multi-purpose aspect to it that I really like, and it does remind me like a lot of like Orihime, obviously with her abilities and whatnot. But it's set up more to where you're not gonna run into the problem because one of the things about Orihime was like her full bring had to do with how much she rejected like the concept of something like rejecting offense, and Tsubaki could never really do offensive capabilities because she just wasn't like a cruel person at heart. Like she just couldn't bring herself to like have that want to destroy somebody enough with like where she's just like rejecting them. I would assume as like an existence and make Tsubaki as powerful as it could have been in comparison to like her healing and shields. But this is just outright like seems to just be the general purpose of the disintegration barrier, and I'm guessing that it's like her offense and healing will probably be like the same level, and it's just like which way she can kind of like put her power into it, either like in either direction. But I did like that in the chapter, and then the one girl, I think her name was Kondo. Yeah, Kondo, and see, I'm gonna remember her name because I mentioned that in the previous chapter. It's just like I didn't really have her name memorized, but I had to see it enough and just like associate with her character because I like her design and I like her personality and her phantom so far. I don't think she's like a little bit more of a relevant character because again I enjoy her presence and clearly she's putting in work. She doesn't seem as strong as Kenma because she unfortunately gets defeated in this chapter. But I'm really curious as to like if she's gonna get back up or what. But like her just general presence in the series I think holds a lot of potential. But they go to attack the Puppet Master, and their attacks are just deflected. I like the way that her Shikigami were gonna work, like her puppets, like little dolls. Is it was gonna be like you have the white ones and they're like blank slates. Maybe she could like absorb hits and then kind of like absorb the force behind them and then redirect them. But it's actually like the white ones and the black ones both have their own purpose. And you see when she like when Kondo goes to attack her, like you see like her use the spitball and that it just drops like right in front of her, doesn't hit. And then right after that, she ends up getting hit and she's down. And you see like one of the Shigami, a couple of actually are like stabbed into her back, and that's done some damage. And it's like right in the center of her back. I hope she's okay. Like, I don't assume they're like that they're gonna be like, yeah, her spine's messed up, because that would be such an unfortunate way just to out a character right at the start unless she can get healed. But she there's like a description of like her talismans of these, like she has the white ones are, I think, are a deflecting one, and then the black ones are like doing shock waves. And the way that it was in the chapter, there's like a part where Kenma has them all circled around him, and actually that really reminded me of Medusa from Soul Eater, the way that she had her vectors and she could put them all around somebody. It's not the same power, but that's like the way it's implemented, and like how she had it so like you couldn't really escape. She just put you in a lock zone. This is a little different because obviously it was more of an offense rather than a CC move. But it was a really nice character moment from Kenma in this one, because when he's talking to Puppet Master, she seems to have like, oh no, I don't like the name because it makes it seem like I'm controlling the dolls, but they're controlling me, which has like a nod at the statement of what we had previously of the guy who owned the mansion, or that like he said the dolls were using him to collect them. And so whatever that like tied him to that whole story is probably what ties Puppet Master to her whole thing. Or like I think what was her name that she said? I think it was Amelia or something. They gave her a name at one point, and I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. Because like I said, the cool title, like her alias, just the alias and stuff, way quicker to remember, at least for me, rather than like a character's name who doesn't get mentioned as much. Either way, we see her like mentioning that she like has like a much higher belief in like the dolls. She doesn't like see them as tools, because she's like, not really, shamans are all the same, they just use phantoms like dolls and tools. So she must see like the dolls and everything that like is related to her powers, and probably Senshi Doji and stuff, as more of a like an equal terms thing. And Kenma, I'm wondering if his relationship with his Tengu are going to be what help him get this victory. Maybe build like a moment of hesitation for Puppet Master to maybe not want to hurt him or something because of the way he sees him. Because she ends up putting like the same like the black Shikigami like all around his Tengu, and two of them get away, but the one that always looks like he's crying, was it Shichiro, like stays, and he ends up using himself, like pushing him out of the way and taking the damage, and that like obviously saves like the little Tengu, but puts Kenma in like a dangerous situation. Like he just took a lot of damage, and he drops to the floor at the end of the chapter. So this is gonna go one of two ways. We're either gonna have Iori, like after getting healed, get back up and be able to get in this fight, and maybe do some sick main character stuff. If it is him and it's not a Kenma, like getting, because the way that I see it is like Kenma could either get some form of power up, maybe by like just the general relationship that he has with his phantoms, like his Tengu. Maybe they could figure out a way that like he has like an evolution moment, like maybe he just gets more powerful because of like the bond he has with his phantoms or something, or Iori shows up. And either way, I'm hoping that if they're gonna like either way, if it's Kenma or Iori, I'm hoping it's like a way bigger kind of like powerful character moment to like we get to see like them to a higher degree. Like if it's Iori, I'm hoping we get to see Iori go all out, and he's pissed. We see him kind of like almost in like a like borderline bloodlusted, like just furious, and he's just like wants to destroy this person. Or if Kenma gets up, I'm hoping, like I said, it's kind of like a power up. Like we get to see like maybe him at like a higher stage. That one's a little bit more of a little bit more unlikely, I'm guessing, because we just saw that higher end version of his phantoms and his like cool energy spear in the previous chapter. Whereas like Iori is getting healed right now, so he's more likely to get up. So either way, I'm just hoping it's more of almost like like I said, like a next step for the characters saying, in one way or the other for either characters. It could be, like I said, a bloodlust and maybe just a furious moment where we get to see Iori just being a monster, or something with Kenma just stepping up. Because those are the two I really kind of just see getting the moments, because Kondo is down. We don't have anybody else like really big around unless Yagoi shows up, but like that would be a really big surprise if she's like shows up to go against Puppet Master. But then like that must mean that Puppet Master was the one that she ended up going up against and that survived. But I feel like it's not her, but we'll see. And then like Riku's not skilled enough as a fighter yet to be able to really if she showed up, I don't think she could really do anything. At least in this scenario, like if this was a much lower level person, I see that she would have a much higher chance at being able to kind of like have a really cool like moment in a fight. But Puppet Master seems way too strong for somebody at Riku's level, at least currently. Like she has a lot of potential clearly, but she just doesn't have a lot of experience, and like her powers aren't like as extended enough that she's gonna be able to probably hold her own. Like she's really just got her barriers. Like it's not like she has like special techniques like evolved from them or anything, or her own phantom or anything. She's got a long road ahead of her, but I really only see it being either Kenma Iori, more than likely Iori in the next chapter. This is a really good one. Like I've mentioned, so far the series, my favorite character is Kenma. I think he's got like a really good personality. I like his weapons and his phantoms. So I thought this is a really solid chapter. Like we got like them just trying to figuring out like their opponent's abilities and stuff, just finding out their powers, and just like problem solving for him. Like that was in the last chapter too. It was like him just being smart, showing his battle prowess and whatnot, and then being able to have like a really cool moment. But if he doesn't get up the next chapter, maybe he'll get back up and help Iori if Iori shows up. But other than that, though, I was happy about this chapter just to see like him do stuff. And I like Iori too, but Kenma definitely, for me, moreover, is moreover my favorite right now. He's got like a good leap ahead of everybody. Like Yayo is the only other person I think right now that could overtake him, given the amount of character that he's got. Like she would only need like a chunk more character, like a good character moment, but also more hype, because she has the hype factor like clad on top of everything else that she does. So she can balance out not having as much known about her personality and her backstory enough if she just does enough really cool, just badass stuff to kind of build her presence and her aspect in like where she stands in the story. But I don't think she's going to show up, because if she just pops up, then it's to be like, well, then why doesn't she just do that more? But I think it's going to be way more of the character's present, like she already had like a really cool sudden appearance and flex moment in this arc. So not in the arc, in early areas of the story, because it wasn't that long ago in reality of when they went to like the castle, Tsukiyomi Castle, and she kind of stepped up. That was like chapter, that had to be, I think that was like chapter 10 or 11, I don't remember the exact number, but it's actually not that long to think about it. Obviously, like the series is only at chapter 25, so it's not that long ago in the span of what we have so far, but really what we have so far is not a lot. Anyway, other than that though, comment below, tell me your thoughts about this chapter. I really liked this panel. Like I really like it when not just mangakas, like anyone who does like a comic of any kind does like a really weird panel layout like this. I'm a big fan. But anyway, other than that though, comment below, thumbs up the video, prefer the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. Rather than that, I appreciate everybody's already subscribed, and thank you all for listening. Bye.